issued postal and courier service licenses for the first time.
And now the news in detail. The Form 5 class of 2021 has shown major resilience despite the challenges as they achieved a pass rate of 93.01%. This has been announced by the Minister of Education and Training, Lady Howard, who stated, however, that the credit pass rate has dropped by 1.32% when compared to the year 2020.
The Minister of Education and Training, Lady Howard, has released the Form 5 results for the year 2021.
The 2021 candidature increased by 40.08% when compared with the 2020 entries. However, the number of absentees showed a remarkable increase from 425 in 2020 to 1,241 in 2021. A total number of 28,072 candidates set for the 2021 EGCSE examination, while there were 19,931 candidates in 2020. The overall performance for 2021 stands at 93.01%, but the credit pass rate dropped by 1.32% when compared to 2020, sorry. Country statistics by region. Oho attained a credit pass rate of 33.22%. Lubombo attained a credit pass rate of 33.34%. Manzini attained a credit pass rate of 33.51%, while Shiselweni attained a credit pass rate of 31.97%. Candidates attaining grade A. We have 25 candidates who attained A+, who attained 6 A+, and 25 candidates attained 5 A+ and 1 A.
The minister also released the Eswatini Pre-Vocational Certificate of Secondary Education Program results, emphasizing students can use it as their entry to tertiary institutions.
This means that EPCSE certificate holders will now compete equally with EGCSE graduates for entry into tertiary institutions. It is expected that the number of learners taking up the program will increase in the coming years. A total number of 369 candidates out of 417 set for the 2021 EPCSE examination. The overall pass rate stood at 98.36%, while credit pass was 31.21%.
The minister commended teachers for their dedication during the examinations and marking, which was done whilst examinations were ongoing. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Langamandla with Nomfundo Magagula in Mbongwa Dube, Mbabane.
All right, and now we'll have an ad break due to technical issues. The news will resume shortly.
It's Spar Rewards winner car time, and you could be turning your shopping into a limited edition Hyundai Grandite 10. Plus, get incredible specials like Spar Cornflakes for only $19.99 and Baker's Murray biscuits. Buy any two for just 24 emalangeni. Remember, every participating product you buy gets you another entry to win with Spar Rewards. So sign up today. Spar Rewards winner car, now on.
I do the most. Watch local TV on the go with the Eswatini TV app for only 20 emalangeni. Come on. Do the most with Eswatini TV app. Download from Google Play Store or App Store. We're good together.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Kudla kwempilo, food for life. an agricultural program that shows how a farmer brings food to the nation.
Ukudla kwayo letha uphinze ukudle nasekufika isikhathi sebusika nalinile nje libele lana kuzone liyadwa imbela libele lahlanzeni so lonke linale mvula le moderate yethu sine lahlanzeni
ukudla kusemhlabathini konke lesikudingako sitakuthola emhlabathini.
Kudla kwempilo for agriculture and farming development on Eswatini TV with the farm boy Samgelo Vilarati Samvi. Kudla kwempilo, food for life.
Welcome back. Let's proceed with the bulletin. The Minister of Education and Training, Lady Howard, has announced that the National Senior Certificate for Grade 12 learners from the Republic of South Africa, known as Matric, which was offered locally, will now be offered under the Examinations Council of Eswatini, following ongoing talks with the Department of Basic Education in that country. The Minister said this during the announcement of the Form 5 results for the year 2021.
The Minister of Education and Training, Lady Howard, has announced that following talks with the Department of Basic Education in the Republic of South Africa, there will be changes in the way the National Senior Certificate for Grade 12, known as Matric, in the country will be offered.
The outcomes of the engagements with the Department of Basic Education was the appointment of a task team on the 16th April 2021, which was to develop a government-to-government protocol that would regulate the offering of Matric in Eswatini. The task team comprises of officials from Eswatini, Ministry of Education and Training, Examination Council of Eswatini, EKESWA, Umalusi Quality Assurance Council, and the Department of Basic Education. Following such discussions, the Minister of Basic Education, Ms. A.M. Mochecha, in a letter dated 23rd May 2020, acceded to the request by the Minister of Education and Training of Eswatini to extend the offering of the NSC in Eswatini as an interim measure while the government-to-government protocol is insinuated for this purpose. Following that, the Department of Basic Education, in a letter dated 14th December 2021, wrote to the Minister of Education and Training suspending the registration of grade 10 learners for 2022. According to the Department of Basic Education, the suspension of registering grade 10 learners is an interim measure done in order to phase out the current mode of operation with regards to offering Matric through UTEC as a center for a number of satellite schools. As far as the Department of Basic Education is concerned, there is no new grade 10 learners this year, which is 2022, to allow the current grade 11 to get to grade 12 in 2023, while the new government-to-government protocol is systematically phased in 2024 on a new cohort of learners onwards. This communication was shared with all the schools offering Matric in the country within a formal meeting on the 14th of December 2021, and schools were urged to communicate this to parents last year, 2021.
Currently, Matric is offered by private schools in the country. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Langamandla with Mbongwa Dube and Nonjabulo Makakula, Mbabane.
Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade Mangoba Khumalo says government encourages companies to export to other countries. Khumalo has said this during the Eswatini Exporters Awards held at the Happy Valley Hotel in Ezulwini.
Government continues to preach the gospel of having an export-driven economy. Also encouraging this is the Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade, Mangoba Khumalo, who was speaking during the Exporters Awards on Wednesday.
Even though we've had a very difficult couple of years, it is also heartwarming to realize that between the years 2020 in 2021, Your Excellency, as a country, we saw a growth in exports of 8%, which is amazing when you take into account what was happening globally.
United States of America Ambassador Jean Maloney thanked the relationship between Eswatini and her country.
The awards are a demonstration of our support for Eswatini's export-led economic growth model. The U.S. government supported the development of the AGOA utilization strategy for Eswatini that was launched last March. We're pleased to note that it aims to increase exports from Eswatini to the United States under AGOA by at least 12% per year.
There were 11 categories in the awards, where Montigny emerged as the overall winner.
What basically is that? Preferred trader status. When you're taking your stuff or your goods through the border, they get like preferential treatment. So these two awards, I've got no doubt in my mind that they will really put us in good stead as this audit, this SRA audit is currently ongoing.
The awards were organized by the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority, Business Eswatini, U.S. Embassy and government. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosi Mavimbela with Fortune Dlangamandla and Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Ezulwini.
The Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade has met its portfolio committee in the House of Assembly to deliberate on the Cooperative Society Bill. The Financial Services Regulatory Authority made submissions that might see changes in the bill that has already been gazetted. The meeting was held at the Sibane Sami Hotel on Wednesday.
The Cooperative Societies Bill was gazetted after public submissions were gathered. However, the Financial Services Regulatory Authority then wrote to the chairperson of the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade Portfolio Committee in the House of Assembly about certain reservations they had about the proposed law. Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade Mancoba Khumalo explains more.
Lokukhulu lesikhuluma kolamhla lokuthi lo mthetho wema cooperatives unika emandla commissioner wama cooperatives ukuthi regulate lama cooperatives kanzi umthetho waka FSRA ufike umuke lawo mandla. So ke sina FSRA la sina iparlament sina litiko la commerce na commissioner sesihlanganisa lemiqondo ke ukuthi sitawuphuma sibe imqondo omunye futhi ke khamba kahle kakhulu sitawuphuma sesifele.
Speaking on behalf of FSRA, Bukosi Dlamini explained what issues they have with the bill.
Nangabe bekhona kuganga itolo bese vele ulala wathi ukuthi sekhona logadzinaba lengaba faka le eoffice lesithi ngema board members noma kulaba sibukele lioffice lokho kwenda ukuthi nawe sale wathi ukuthi angisawuhlangana nekuganga ku AGM sekukhona labatawube babuke day to day lokuthi siye sifune ama reports quarterly siye sobabuka financial ukuthi basebenza kanjani nakukhona kuganga lokuthite bekunene sibese siyakhutha ngalo FSRA Act.
Talks are expected to yield results that will eventually see the bill being passed into law. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela with Muzim Konta, Ezulwini.
The Minister of Sports, Culture and Youth Affairs, Harris Bulunga, says there are 3 pending bills, which are the National Sports Bill, National Arts and Culture Bill, as well as the Youth Bill, which are critical in transforming the youth landscape in Eswatini for the betterment of Emaswati, particularly the young people. The Minister said this during the Ministry's Senior Portfolio Committee workshop.
The Ministry of Sports, Culture and Youth Affairs Senate Portfolio Committee workshop will last for 3 days. The Ministry's Senate Portfolio Committee members will be briefed about the work of the Ministry. The Minister of Sports, Culture and Youth Affairs, Harris Bulunga, elaborated about some of the work of the Ministry.
Our primary goal is creating an enabling environment for young people to thrive through sports, art and culture, does not leave out those outside youth categories. While young people are our primary focus, our programming accommodates all age groups. Ultimately, thriving sport, arts and culture industries go beyond just benefiting young people. Moreover, this workshop will offer us an opportunity to update you, Honorable Senators, on critical projects that we are working on, including our 3 pending bills, the National Sports Bill, National Arts and Culture Bill, and Youth Bill, as well as the ongoing rehabilitation of the Somkhodo National Stadium, amongst others. These bills in particular are critical in transforming the sports, arts and culture and youth landscape in Eswatini for the benefit and betterment of Eswatini, particularly our young people.
The Minister of Sports, Culture and Youth Affairs Senate Portfolio Committee Chairperson Princess Tsanzisile says the ministry is a backbone for youth development.
Ne report siyibonile beyinhle kakhulu. Inhle kakhulu iyajabulisa ngoba lelitiko leli bekunene litiko leli sensitive kakhulu libambe live ngoba youth inhlitiyo yelive. Sibonga lokubambisana ke kanye nako konke nje mhlambe kusebenza lokwenteka kwetiko ndvuna kakhulu sibonga nalokuthi nje ne culture ayikabekwa eceleni iyakhuthazwa and siyayibona lokuthi iqhubekela embili.
Senate President Lindiwe Dlamini encourages the youth to do self-introspection in order to find their callings.
Umuntu lode umbona ngekuthi aphe kukhonona ngalokuningi aphe kunconota itolo kunalamuhla. Ngithanda kusho ukuthi to the youth, to all of us, we are in the kingdom for such a time as this. Kude lo lapha ngeliphutha. Kude lo ngathi hey kube bana ngatalwa mani hey kube bana ngisekho la lapha silapha for a reason, and I challenge each one of you to discover what it is God brought you to earth for. Nkulunkulu wakulethela ini emhlabeni. Kuthi utochacha yipi inkinga wayithola lenkinga, you will find energy empilweni yakho. You'll begin to run, and others are going to see ukuthi uyathi kuthini siyambona bani.
United Nations Population Fund Program Specialist Dr. Bongan Dlamini says 2017 census indicates that there are 400,000 young people in the country. He says the youth remains to face some challenges, including HIV/AIDS, teenage pregnancy, gender-based violence, as well as youth unemployment. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, with Sanziso Mlambo and Vuminkosi Nzinisa Ezulwini.
Minister of Information, Communications and Technology, Her Royal Highness Princess Kanyiso, says students enrolled in the UNISWA Cisco Academy gain access to multimedia web-based delivery that supports student-centered learning and hands-on training that develops problem-solving skills. The minister says companies can now choose from a large pool of networking graduates with real-time practical experience. The minister has said this during the UNISWA Cisco Academy graduation held in Babane, where she was represented by the Principal Secretary Maxwell Masugu.
Minister of Information, Communications and Technology, Her Royal Highness Princess Kanyiso says ICTs are critical to the productivity of all sectors. She says they play a vital role in reducing poverty, extending health services, and also expanding education opportunities.
We will encourage all students to seek means to utilize their skills in not seeking employment, but to become the innovators that will place our country firmly in the technological space. This would indeed create a value for the country and individuals involved.
University of Eswatini Vice-Chancellor Professor Justice Twala says the university is doing something about prioritizing ICTs.
It is also worth mentioning today that the department already has plans to graduate to be a school of ICT. It is in the same spirit that the department developed a number of interesting programs which have been designed and are now on offer at the university. These programs will help produce the required ICT skills in the kingdom. And we believe that in the spirit of innovation and technology, pupils should start learning computer science basics, such as computer coding, as early as primary school.
Eswatini Post and Telecommunications Corporation Managing Director Tembo Mkhululi Kumalo explains about their relationship with UNISWA.
In 2007, it faced a bit of challenges, which is when the concept of a partnership with EPTC was started to grow as a seed. Subsequently, in 2017, we signed a partnership with Eswatini, where the academy was resuscitated to where you find it today.
About 91 students graduated during the event, and 22 of them are said to be employed by EPTC. For Eswatini TV News, Tengosima Vimbela with Mbongwa Dube, Mbabane.
The Eswatini Communications Commission has issued postal and courier services licenses for the first time. The Chief Executive Officer, Mvila Dlamini, says the companies that have been issued with the licenses have to abide by all laws and regulations governing the operations of their businesses as stipulated by the Commission.
The Eswatini Communications Commission has issued 7 postal and courier services licenses for the first time. The Chief Executive Officer Mvila Dlamini says this is to ensure that Eswatini have a choice of using different services in postal as well as courier services. He continues to say they have renewed 5 licenses for companies in the electronic communication services.
Sitawunika ama-license eqala kulele sithi postal and courier services. Lapha ke umthetho lo wasungula thina Eswatini Communications Act of 2013 ne-Electronic Communications Act yakhe 2013 ithi lokunye lekufuna ukuthi sikwende singule libandla la yesicom ukuthi sibuke tona letemaposi netema-courier services kule minyaka le endlulile besolo ke sisaphusha lamanye ama-sectors lesiwabukile nyalo ke sesivele singenile kulaba ukuthi nabo sibalawule lokukhulu kwengona lokuthi sendela ukuthi sive sitawukhona kuthola usito kubo lolu seqaqa ukuthi nje siye protector ama-consumers besiphindze si-renew ama-license ma-electronic communications licenses nakule sikwati ukuthi ngema-ISPs nawo-ke laba bese baphelelwe leminyaka yesihlanu lesibanika bona nabaqala bese sirenewa ke kabusha khona lapho.
The Chief Executive Officer says they will make sure that these companies follow all the stipulated laws. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla with Mbongwa Dube and Nomfundo Makakula, Mbabane.
And now we'll have a look at our financial markets.
Standard Bank. It can be.
Moving on, we'll have a look at our sports news. Eswatini Olympics and Commonwealth Games have announced 12 athletes and 8 officials to represent the country in this year's Commonwealth Games to be staged in Birmingham, England from July 28th to the 8th of August. 1.4 million emalangeni has been budgeted for the delegation.
The Eswatini Olympic and Commonwealth Games Association announced 20 members that will be presenting the country in this year's Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Among those 20 members, there is 12 athletes and 8 officials.
Under athletics, we have Sibusiso Matendra as the first athlete. We also have Benele Dlamini, who is also a male athlete. We have Menzi Woguhle Msebi, a male athlete. And then finally, Ayanda Malaza, also a male athlete. On the females, under athletics, we have Erika Seyama and Bongiwe Mahlalela. To cycling, we are going to have 2 athletes. We will have Muzi Shabang, who is a male athlete, together with Gwanele Jele, also a male athlete. And now moving on to swimming. In swimming, we are also going to have 2 athletes, 1 male and 1 female. So the male athlete in swimming is going to be Simanga Dlamini, and the female athlete is going to be Hayley Hoy. And now moving on to boxing. In boxing, we are also going to be having 2 athletes, 2 male athletes by the name of Tabiso Dlamini, together with Zweli Dlamini.
Part of the delegation that will be headed by Chief Demission, who also happens to be the president of the Athletic Association of Eswatini, Mr. Zakere Dlamini. Dlamini also encouraged the entire nation that he has the same confidence that the team they are heading with to Birmingham will do well and probably return home with glorious medals.
Basically, as the CDM, I think I have a strong team to work with. As mentioned, I'm happy that I'll be having someone next to me assisting me, being Nhlanhla Mapanga.
A budget of 1.4 million emalangeni will be spent on the expenditure and all the needs for the team that will be heading to Birmingham, with part of the budget, of course, government of Eswatini injecting in an amount of 300,000 emalangeni. The tournament begins on the 28th of July to the 8th of August in the city of Birmingham in the United Kingdom. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera with Temigos Mavimbera and Nomfundo Simelane in Babane.
That's all for now. Before we go, let's have a look at our top stories. The Form 5 class of 2021 has achieved a pass rate of 93.01%. Minister of Commerce Mangoba Khumalo says government encourages companies to export to other countries. The Eswatini Communications Commission has issued postal and courier service licenses for the first time. And with that, we sum up our bulletin for the evening. Up next is the weather update. For myself and the team, thank you for your company. Good night.